Okay, I think it's time. Welcome everybody to attend one of our another day one CPT program related info session. Today we are very fortunate to welcome representative from National Louis University, Karla, as well as Tyler, to join us to speak on the university itself and also its advantages, being affordable and has a very low on-site rate for you to attend in person. And also it has a DBA program that you can use day one CPT on. We're also going to briefly touch on that. And it is also a US News ranked university. So it has a long story, is a very good university. We're going to spend half of the time of the info session covering specific details of the university. And we're also going to have 30 minutes of live Q&A with you. So feel free to ask any questions right now. Our colleagues, we're going to collect all of your questions and hopefully our school representative will answer all of them for you. So before we jump in, if you have any follow-up questions regarding today's info session, feel free to scan the QR code on the left to consult with our consultant on WhatsApp and on the right to talk to us on WeChat. So before we jump into the info session, I do want to give you a quick walkthrough of our company. GoElite, we are located in Los Angeles. We are a professional consulting agency. We're dedicated to help international students thrive in the US. Our main services include US graduate school application, as well as status reinstatement or change of status in the US, for example, changing BH visa to F1 and etc. We are also on Chinese social media, 小红书, so please feel free to follow us on 野火 and 野火 CPT 留美指南. And we are a education consultancy that bridges the gap between students and the schools. Moving on, our mission is always to make students' American dreams come true. And we do that. We provide exceptional, timely, and professional consulting services to international students. And our value is always international students comes first. So we are certified by AIRC as one of the 6th AIRC certified agencies in the whole US. And we are also on Google reviews. We currently, I believe, have almost 200 reviews on Google reviews. So please feel free to look us up on GoElite Inc. as well. And here is our contact information so that you can contact us with any questions you may have. And without further ado, I will leave the time to Karla to talk to us about NLU. Hi, Karla.
Hi, Ryan. Thank you. We are so happy to be here tonight, and we're so happy to have the opportunity to talk to students and let them know about the program, the Doctorate of Business Administration program that's offered at National Louis University. So we'll give you a little bit of information about the university itself, and then we'll go into the details about the DBA program. So National Louis University has been around for a long time. It was founded in 1886. It is regionally accredited, which is what you're looking for. And it has a really nice, diverse student population. They have students from over 50 different countries who are enrolled in NLU. And then, of course, the DBA program is primarily international students, and it's also a wonderful mix of students from all over the world. National Louis is really proud of the fact that they offer affordable degree programs, which is a highlight. That's important. The campus location for the DBA is in Tampa, Florida, and that's a great location to travel to a few times a year. So the DBA at National Louis University includes CPT into the program. So let's make sure we're clear on what CPT is and how it benefits the student. So CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training, and that is a type of work authorization that is available to F1 students. And it allows you as a student to apply what you're learning in the classroom with what you're actually doing in your profession. So your job actually has to be related to the degree program itself. The great thing about the Doctorate of Business Administration is it really is applicable to a number of different fields. So that's a great thing. CPT is integrated, as I said, into the DBA program at National Louis, and students are able to start their CPT from day one, and actually even earlier if that is needed. And we can get into those details later. So that's very convenient, especially for those of you who are finishing OPT and you're looking for a way to transfer from OPT to CPT without a gap in your employment. So getting into the Doctorate of Business Administration degree, it is a 60 semester hour full-time program, and it's a hybrid delivery. So every semester, you're going to take 2 3-credit courses. That's considered 4 times. One of those courses is full-time. One of those courses is fully online, and then the other one has that face-to-face component that is offered during the weekend session, the DBA weekend session. You take 1 class at a time, which I think is also really beneficial, especially because you're a working professional, and this is a doctoral degree, so there is a level of rigor. So that 1 course at a time is very, very helpful. You're going to have a total of 60 credits, and you'll also do a dissertation in that program as well. And there's 3 semesters per year, and there's no breaks in the DBA program. So you're going continuously. It takes 4 years basically to complete the program. And during that 4-year period, you will be participating in CPT. The tuition is $4,992 per semester, and it's the same every single semester. There are no additional fees or anything like that. And then you can see the total program cost is $49,920. We have 3 start dates per year. The most recent one coming up will be in the fall, and that begins August 25th. So there's still plenty of time to apply for the fall. But we also have lots of students who are already putting in their applications for the winter semester, and that begins in January. And then we just started our summer semester in May. So we have those 3 start dates that are available to you. Some of the highlights of the degree program is that it's a blended experience. Like we said, it's hybrid. So you do get the benefits of being on campus, having classes with your professors, being able to create those relationships, and then also being able to get to know your cohort, your classmates, and developing those relationships as well. The DBA weekend is held once per semester, so you only have to go 1 time per semester, only 3 times a year, and it's offered at the Tampa, Florida campus. And that's a great location in and of itself. If you're a beach person or a sun person, or a Disney person, you have some great opportunities to stick around after the weekend if you would like. The university, the faculty and staff at the university are very student-centric, and so they do a fantastic job of offering support to international students. You have a DSO, a designated school official. You also are going to have an advisor that is available to you. This is a really, as I can't emphasize it enough, student-centric program. They really, really care about the individual student and want you to be successful. Another advantage, that program, the DBA program, is full of students like yourself. They're high achieving. Many of them have more than 1 master's degree, and they're really excelling in their profession. So you have a professional networking experience that is also unparalleled that you're going to consider to be a highlight of the program. So what are the requirements to be admitted into this DBA program? It's very important that you follow these admission requirements strictly, because the university really takes each individual application and reviews them very thoroughly, because they really want to make sure that students are a good fit for the program. So you get your personalized application form through us, and then you're going to need to provide a goal statement and really explain, how this DBA program fits with your professional and academic goals. They really want to get to know you with that goal statement. Then they want to see your resume. They want to see all of your experience, even if some of that experience were internships or even volunteer work. They're very interested in getting to know you. So include all of that. You can have a multi-page resume. They want to know as much about you as possible. And then we need to see all of your degree transcripts and your degree certificates. If you have U.S. degrees, you want to make sure that your U.S. transcript includes your degree conferral and the conferral date. And then even if you have gotten your degrees in the U.S. and maybe you got an undergraduate degree in your home country, you do need to include that as well. If you're an individual who got all of their degrees outside the U.S., NLU will require a transcript evaluation. That would be a course by course and a GPA evaluation. But that's strictly for students who have gotten all of their degrees outside the U.S. Again, if you are coming from outside the U.S., they will want proof of English proficiency, and that can be a TOEFL, an IELTS, or a Duolingo. I skipped one there, and that's a very important requirement, and that is your letters of recommendation. You do need 2 letters of recommendation, and they have to be specifically for the DBA program. So you can't recycle previous letters that you used, and they are wanting your recommender's email address and phone numbers. And sometimes they will call a recommender because they want to learn more about you. After the proof of English proficiency, and again, that's not for students who have earned their degrees in the U.S. That's only for students whose degrees were from outside the U.S. Then we're going to need your passport. We'll need your F1 visa, or if you're on another visa, we'll need to see that. And then also your latest I-94. And then finally, you do need a financial statement. Your financial statement needs to be for $22,000 US. That can be your bank statement, or it can be a combination. Maybe you have friends or family members who are helping to support your education, and that's perfectly fine. These do need to be recent. And if you have friends or family members who are supporting you, you're going to need to also include a signed statement of support. Finally, if you have dependents, you will need to include a little additional funding for their expenses, and that's $5,000 for a spouse or $3,000 for a child. And then finally, the deadline is really important. Right now, if you're looking to apply for the summer program, you are in a great position. It begins August 25th. So even if you are outside the U.S., you could still apply. Inside the U.S., great timeline. But normally we're looking for, if you're an F1 student on an active CVIS, then you can apply as late as 2 weeks before the program starts. And then if you are going to be in need of an F1 visa, we ask you to at least apply 8 weeks before that. But you can always apply as early as you like. We recommend planning ahead. A lot of times students ask about financial aid and scholarships. That's a really normal question to ask. But because the program integrates CPT into the degree, and students will be living and working, earning a professional income in the U.S. location of their choice, scholarships are not offered through this program. The CPT, your professional experience, will allow you, as I said, to earn a professional income. And I can honestly tell you that a lot of our students will go through these programs and they'll manage to complete that without any debt whatsoever. It's very manageable. So when you receive information from us, you're going to have the following resources. You're always going to be able to see the program sheet, and that's going to include every single course that you will take throughout the the degree program. You'll also have access to the link to the DBA webpage itself. And then you're also going to have your resources as an international student, whether you need help with your CVIS transfer, your CPT authorization, and those things as well. So what have we talked about? We've talked about the Doctorate of Business Administration degree offered at National Louis University. It is an affordable program. It will provide you the opportunity for professional networking to be able to be in courses with students like yourself. It has the convenience of that hybrid delivery. So you will attend classes on campus, but that's only one weekend per semester, only 3 times a year. And then the rest of the time, you're going to be doing your coursework online. You will not be attending any live courses, any live classes online. So it gives you that flexibility, especially as a professional who is, working and has a lot of other demands. It offers day one CPT. So you are able, if you need to transfer seamlessly from OPT to CPT. And it gives you the opportunity to work for the full duration of the degree program at that 4 years. You're going to not only meet a lot of students like yourself, but you're going to meet students from all over the world. And that is a tremendous benefit of that program. That's one of the many reasons why I enjoy working with the program, is the chance to meet students from everywhere. And as I have said multiple times, the faculty and staff at National Louis University are student-centric. They want you to succeed. And so they provide so many resources to make that success available to you.
Thank you, Karla. We'll go ahead and pass this back over to Ryan. And just as a reminder, GoElite will be there to help you through this process and answer any questions you have through that application process.
Thank you, Karla, and thank you, Tyler. And right now, I'm going to share my screen to see if we have any questions. So the first question, the student wanted to know, I am a chemical engineer currently working at a pharmaceutical company as an engineer. How does this program be applied to my degree? And I am interested in this program.
Well, first of all, we're so glad that you're interested in the program. And then secondly, you would be the second chemical engineer who is enrolled in the program if you were to start the DBA at National Louis. We have another student who's also a chemical engineer. And one of the things that I love that the folks at National Louis always talk about is how business is integrated into almost every profession in the world. And so our students come from diverse backgrounds and professions. And I'm sure you even see in your career where you need that business background. So the DBA would be perfect for you, and the CPT would definitely fit.
Thank you, Karla. Next question. Besides on-site courses, are the online courses synchronous or recorded?
So the on-site courses, that will be where you're having the lecture, where you're going to be listening to your professor. The online, you're not going to have a recorded class that you're going to be listening to. You're going to have probably, what you're already used to, where you're going into that learning management system. You're going to have those resources available to you. Maybe you're going to be doing some discussion boards, and then you're going to be submitting projects and papers. I will tell you though that the professors will make themselves available to students if they want to meet on Zoom, but that's always optional.
Thank you. Next question. Could you introduce more about the DBA dissertation?
I can tell you a little bit about that. I can tell you the way that it's structured. You're going to be taking courses in business, but you're also going to be taking some very intensive writing and research courses to prepare you for that dissertation. And then probably about a year into the program, I might not have that exactly right, but about a year into the program, you're going to be connected with a professor who is going to be your advisor to help you through that process. So really in the first part of the degree program, you're going to be taking those courses that are going to be helping you to kind of discover what your research interest is and how you would go about successfully conducting that research. Then, as I said, you're going to be paired with a professor who's going to be your advisor, who's going to lead you along that path. Once your coursework is completely finished, that's when you'll be working on your dissertation. So you won't be taking any coursework while you're working on your dissertation, but you will be enrolled in classes. So that's what allows you to remain in status. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Karla. Next question, can I apply for CPT during the semester?
Sure. So, we put a lot of emphasis on day one CPT, and that's because a lot of students need CPT from day one, but it's not a requirement to begin your CPT on day one. So if you're coming into the program and you don't currently have a job, that's fine. The university does encourage you to have employment within that first semester. And while they don't offer job placement, they will definitely help you with resources, and they will definitely support you in your search. So you don't have to start CPT. You can at the very beginning.
Great, thanks. Next question, what is the class size and demographics?
So when we talk about class size, most of the classes are going to have about 25 students. You have to remember this is a doctoral program, so we don't want really large classes. So we don't necessarily have really big cohorts. The summer cohort had 18 students. And prior to that, we've had 12 students in a cohort. So since it is a doctoral program, we're not going to have large classes. And then when you talk about demographics, we can talk about, we have students who are, literally coming from all over the world, Brazil, China, Korea, India. But also, I would look at the demographics of our students professionally. I mentioned we have a chemical engineer. We also have dentists. We have software engineers. We have people who are in design and fashion. So the list, I could go on and on. So it's such a diverse group of individuals. And I think that makes, and aviation. And I think it makes it just really fascinating and energizing when the students are able to get together and work together.
Yeah, absolutely. So next question, how often does a person renews the CPT?
So as long as your employment remains the same, you're going to seek to renew your CPT once a year. So every 12 months, you would reach out to your DSO and let them know that you need to renew your CPT. So that's once a year. Obviously, if you change employers at any time during the degree program, you need to reach out to the DSO and update your employment.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Next question. This person wanted to know, my current program ends on December 2023, and I would like to apply to your program, which starts in January 2024. Is it possible to avoid break and gap between two programs? And he or she is currently working full-time as well.
So I have good news for you. You have good timing. SCVP regulations will allow a student to enroll in a program up to 30 days before the program start date for mandatory activities. And given that CPT is a requirement of the degree at National Louis University, you are actually able to start your CPT 30 days before the start date of the winter term. So I believe, let's see, I'm sorry, I have to look at my calendar. If there won't be a gap, there might be maybe a day or two. Yeah, you might have a 1-day gap in your employment because the semester is going to start in January 8th, and you can only start 30 days before, but you can basically transfer seamlessly, from OPT to CPT. And once you apply to the program and we're in communication, I can give you all of the details on that. We don't want to necessarily get into the weeds on that, but we can definitely make it happen.
Absolutely. And we would advise the students, if you have any follow-up questions regarding the school, regarding CPT, please feel free to scan whether the WeChat or the WhatsApp QR codes to let our consultants know so we can provide you with the answer that you might be looking for. And let's jump into the next question. Number 8, if I enroll in this year, is it possible that the DBAs will be certified as a STEM major when I graduate in the future, for example, 2026?
So the DBA is not a STEM program. It's organizational management, and there is not a STEM component to that. So that's not a possibility.
Thanks for your answer, Karla. Next question, how long does it take from CPT application submission to approval?
So the university requests that a student give them 3 days to review and approve their CPT. So if you wanted to coordinate, your CVIS transfer with your CPT start, you just want to do a little bit of organizing with that and make sure that you submit your CPT at least 3 days before you wish to start.
Absolutely. Next question, do I need to apply for CPT every semester or once per year?
So that's a good question to review. CPT is authorized once a year, which is awfully convenient.
Thanks for emphasis on that. Next question, what if I get laid off? How long is a grace period to find a job?
So we don't want you to get laid off, but that is a good question, and it's a realistic question. If that were to happen, the university really encourages students to have employment within a semester. So that's basically 16 weeks. So you do have like 4 months to find a new job. You're not going to be dismissed from the program. They might ask for evidence that you're actively seeking employment, but they are very supportive. And as I said, they will do their best to assist you as well.
Thank you, Karla. Next question, can I have 2 different employers?
So CVIS regulations allow students to have 2 different employers. In this particular program, don't have the answer to that. We would have to follow up on that. Usually it's fine if they're 2 part-time jobs, but this is a doctoral degree. It is designed for working professionals, but you do have to maintain, good academic standing. So it's so important not to overstretch yourself. But I don't have a definitive answer for you on that. I apologize.
That's okay. And at GoElite, some of our students will ask us, could I do 2 different jobs and do CPT at the same time? And we would always recommend students to not take 2 full-time jobs because this will get you into the trouble, because you don't have, when you are getting RFE, you don't have so much hours that you can prove that you are studying while doing 2 full-time jobs. And let's jump into the next question. Does NLU require students to attend on-site courses every term? And how many days is required to stay at the school per time?
Sure. So attendance at the DBA weekend is mandatory. That's just you, and you want it to be mandatory because this is allowing you to be in compliance with CVIS regulations for international students. And then also you're going to find it's a very beneficial weekend to you. It is a weekend. So it's the morning, Friday morning through midday Sunday. And that's only once per semester. And again, there's only 3 semesters a year. So you're only coming to campus 3 times a year, and it's just for the weekend.
Perfect. Next question. If I want to use OPT after graduation, my CPT can only be part-time during the program. Is that correct?
That is correct. So you could do full-time CPT for less than a year, and then the rest of the time, the rest of the program, you would need to do part-time CPT in order to be eligible for post-completion OPT. And that would be 1 year of OPT because it is not a STEM program.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Next question. I only have 2 years of professional experience so far, so can I still apply for the DBA?
So that is a very important question. If you have 2 years, you would not be eligible to apply for the program. Now, if you had 2 years and 8 months, then I would encourage you to apply for the program because the university will definitely consider you. When we talk about professional experience, though, if you have done some things, if you've done some research, or if you've had some internships, or some other valid experience, I would encourage you to include that, and the university would definitely consider it. They are always interested in looking at the whole student and getting the whole story of the student who is applying.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Karla, for mentioning that. And we will also recommend, if you're near that area, please feel free to apply to the school, and you can waive your application fee, and who knows, maybe the school would admit you. So next question, only the DBA program supports Day 1 CPT, or do you have other programs that support Day 1 CPT?
So National Louis University, they are only offering the doctorate of business administration with CPT. So at this time, there are no other programs that they're offering.
Next question. So I am an engineer in automotive technology company in China, and my wife is in supervisor for education, and we wanted to relocate to US. Is that okay to work while using F1 visa? And is there any suitable program?
So it sounds like this would probably be a great program for both you and your wife. If you have master's degrees, you're both in great fields for the doctorate of business administration. We do have individuals who are in engineering, as I mentioned before, and then we definitely have folks who are in sales. The CPT, that's the curricular practical training. That's the work authorization that allows an F1 student to legally work while they're pursuing their degree. So it sounds like this would be a really good fit for you. And we do have a family that comes to the weekend. The wife is enrolled in the program, but her husband and their child come because Tampa is such a great location, and so they'll stay and enjoy the area while the wife is taking classes. So it is very accommodating to families.
Thank you, Karla, for sharing that. Next question. So how early can I apply? And my OPT ends next year in June.
So we love people who plan ahead. That's fantastic that you're already thinking about what you're going to do a year from now. Since you're looking to apply for the summer program, you would be looking to apply for May. You'd have to end your OPT just a little bit early. But you could apply as late as this fall, as early as this fall, or you could apply in January or February. You do sound like someone who likes to plan. So if you want to apply early and apply this fall, we can definitely help you with that.
Absolutely. And if you have any follow-up question in terms of how do you apply, how does specifically CPT application looks like, or are you requiring any additional materials from the school, please feel free to hit us up on WhatsApp or WeChat. So our consultant can work with Karla and Tyler and also provide you with those, important resources. And I believe this is all of our questions. And let me take a look at the Q&A session. Yeah, I think we answered all of our students' questions. And I want to thank Tyler and Karla once again for coming into our info session and introduce us to NLU. It is a wonderful school, and we look forward to our students asking more questions regarding this particular school. And if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free once again to scan the QR code to talk to us. Our consultation and also apply to the university is free of charge. So, and I want to thank everybody to attend today's info session. I want to thank Tyler and Karla once again, and we look forward to seeing everybody again. Thank you, Karla. Thank you, Tyler. Thank
you.
We appreciate it.
Thanks. Goodbye, everybody.